So I've just been observing other streamers on Twitch. And obviously there's the whole talk of like the React meta, right? And it's like, oh, React meta's dying, React this, React that. And it's like, I don't understand. I could not partake in the React meta. Not because I think I'd be bad at it or anything. I just feel like it's so lame. Like, sorry. With the exception of things like, if you have a subreddit and you're looking like what's been posted there. Like, that's cool. Like, that is showcasing members of your community and whatnot. I can watch React stuff. I have no issue with watching it, but I just don't think I could, like, do it. Do I think it's bad? I don't know if I think it's bad, but, like, I just couldn't do it. Because then I hear the talk of people being like, oh, it's because, like, it's so hard to fill... Oh, wait! Oh my god, yeah, this is exactly what I said. This is what had me thinking about it. It's because people are always saying, like, oh, it's so hard to fill the hours. Right? Like, with the contract. It's like, oh, you get a contract that's like, you have to stream this many hours, right? I believe that's how this works with, like, actual Twitch partners. And then people are saying, oh, it's so that they can fill the hours, like just reacting to stuff. It's an easy way to fill the hours, and it keeps people engaged. Right? One, I don't think you should be filling with, like, just reacting to random stuff, especially when it's, like, other people's stuff and you're just, like, sitting there and people are watching it. Like, unless it is, right? Because this is the whole thing with, like, fair use, and it's like, it's not fair use because you're not critiquing. You're just sitting there and, like, it's not critique. Unless you're actually providing critique, people will say that's what they're doing when they're not. Right? If that's what you have to resort to, then maybe just don't sign the contract, right? Or negotiate a different contract, right? Like, does that not... Is that not... Am I crazy for saying that? It's like, okay, maybe more hours equals more money, but it's like, I just feel like if you can't fill the hours... I do think this is, like, another thing, though, right? This is another fair point. It's like, if you're not making money off of it, right? If you're gonna be watching something, like just reacting to something, just watching something, whatever, but you're not really making money off it, then it's like, okay, who really cares? But once you start, like, doing it as a means of filling a contract, like, that's weird, right? It's like, does that not seem weird? Like, the whole point of the contracts is that they are negotiable. Because, I mean, isn't that what Ludwig did? And it's not like smaller Twitch streamers have the same amount of hours as, like, XQC. They probably have different contracts based on their following, and they are totally negotiable. Like, that's known. Especially if, like, Twitch is worried about it now, especially. And it's like, they need to be enforcing those policies. When it comes time to negotiate people's contracts, they need to be like, alright, you can't do this. Are you going to be able to handle these hours without doing this? And, like, actually strictly enforce it. If you're going to be watching someone, they should be providing something. Otherwise, you could just go and watch the original thing. Who cares? React to getting the bag. React. How about you go react some? I guess who cares is a fair point. At the same time, you know, the whole, like, oh, that you're stealing views. Because if XQC watches a video with 80,000 viewers, you're stealing 80,000 views from that video, essentially. That's a decent amount of money for the person who made it. Like, what's wrong with the system of, if you can't fill the hours, don't sign the contract? Like, am I crazy? Because I feel like that makes just perfect sense. And it will cause a push for more creative content. Because, like, everyone sees, like, React as the lazy content. And they'll still watch it. But it's the lazy content. And whenever there's something better, they'll go watch something better. By eliminating that, and like, even just raising the bar a little bit, like, okay, gaming, for, like, this, is probably the next lowest thing you could do. Right? But it is still more original. Obviously, they're not going to get rid of gaming. But even just getting rid of that means that, in general, the amount of original stuff that will be coming off the platform is better. Which just creates a better image. It's like, where's the downside? It's not even like I blame the people, but it's like I feel like the current system just almost encourages a lack of creativity. It's literally a system of whatever fills the hours. Or maybe they should do, like, although they kind of already do, like, a YouTube-style system where, like, certain things are, like, sponsored, but, like, you know, like, the YouTube originals and stuff, where it's, like, this is, like, sort of certified. I don't know. But I was thinking about that. I don't know. I just feel like, you know what? It's gonna happen either way. It is gonna happen either way. And I don't want to sound like a complainer, right? Of like, oh, but I do this and whatever, right? Because that's literally not the point. Just React content is weird. But it's like a bit ridiculous at this point. Like, people reacting to TV shows, like, that is weird. It's like, just watch the TV show yourself. And it's like, okay, well then, but I want to watch it with someone. Then it's like, then actually get a friend. Like, but yeah, React content is lazy. I think it's honestly for the best if it was phased out. Not that there isn't merit to certain kinds, but I think the live format is just wrong. That is where, like, my critique mainly lies, is, like, with the live format. Because, you know, with, like, although, you know, generally they have a bad image, but, like, with the Fine Bros, how it's, like, they edit it down into clips that are... It's, like, fair use because they're not using the content in its entirety, and they're splitting it down into, like, the best moments, the moments that people are discussing and providing input for. They're only showing those moments as opposed to the work in its entirety. But, like, streaming, by default, if you're going to be reacting to something for the first time, you have to be showing it in its entirety. Okay, you could do a live show where you pre-watch it and then discuss certain points and pull up certain clips, but otherwise I feel like you're just watching a show and getting free money, which is, like, not how it should be run. I do think, hot take time, potentially, that there is a severe lack of creativity on Twitch compared to things like YouTube, right? Like, I feel like I rarely see anything original. And I get it's a different medium, but it's like, I bet Mr. Beast could have, like, a Twitch, if he wanted to. He doesn't, I don't think. But if he wanted to, I bet he could have a Twitch that was, like, actually popping off, and it would be just as interesting as his YouTube channel. I think it is possible in theory. I think there's no one doing that, and I think there's just a ton of people that are all kind of just sitting around and, like, doing the same stuff that works, as opposed to trying to push the boundaries, which is more of just an observation than anything. Which is why, like, when you get things like Jerma, who does such crazy stuff, it's like, oh, like, he's really pushing the boundaries. Like, yeah, he is. Like, when I watched Lover Host, right, you have no idea how disappointed I was to learn that it was literally just a 5-hour Zoom call with like, a animated border, with, like, 10,000 people watching. And it's so crazy to me because, like, you literally have a good concept. You have a good concept that has a large following, yet you seem to refuse to develop it any further than just, like, the concept. No? But I'll say in all fairness, like, he has that new show, like, Name Your Price or whatever. That's, like, actually cool. And it's like, why doesn't Lover Host have that same sort of treatment throughout? Like, there's ways to expand on the formula beyond just a Zoom call. And like I said, like, it's not like Austin Show doesn't put in the time, because he has good game show stuff that he does, but just in comparison to, like, what it could be, Lover Host is, like, it is not met it's the greatness that it could be. I don't know if I'm making sense there. I'm not saying it's not cool. It's a cool concept. I just don't think it's executed the best. But yeah, this is going to be edited into a YouTube video, so that when I have more of a following in the future, people can come back to this and look at all my hot takes, and then I'll be canceled. Like, imagine Lover Host with the same amount of production as the new show that he's doing now. And he's doing it quite regularly as well. Just like he would do Lover Host. So it's not like it's a matter of oh, it takes a lot of time to set up, so higher production stuff you can only do every so often. No, it's like, no, he's doing it a lot. It takes a lot of time to get the actual art and stuff done, but once you have it and you can use it for every episode, then you're kind of set, right? So just get some art, come up with some interesting concepts to differentiate rounds as opposed to 15 minutes of talking, elimination, 15 minutes of talking, elimination. Like, have themed rounds. Okay, for this round, we're going to discuss strictly food. Whether it's restaurants, whether it's your favorite food, whether it's your least favorite food, whether it's allergies, whatever. Today, now the theme is food. You're all going to discuss about food, and then based on that, they're going to make their next elimination. Like, already I'm more interested, right? And I don't think that's asking a lot. Like, just get someone else to come up with the format. I just gave it to you. I think it's a funny show. I'm not saying it's not funny. And you can keep that, right? Like, when the eliminations come around and the people have the chance to defend themselves, I think that is the best part of the show. Keep what's good about the show. Keep the, like, here's why you should keep me. Because that is funny, and that's where all the funny moments come from, for the most part. And the people arguing with each other. But, like, that'll still be happening even if you theme the rounds. But it's like, you need to expand the format a little bit if you can. I feel like people get stuck on, like, well, it works, so why improve it, right? It's almost like an if it ain't broke, don't fix it, but it's like if Apple re-released the iPhone 4 while also simultaneously taking all their other phones off the market. People would probably still buy it. The crazy thing is people are still probably going to buy it, just like how people are still going to watch a streamer no matter the quality of the content. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad product either. The iPhone 4 was a good product. It is just outdated. Just like how streamers who have big budgets should take advantage of that. If their goal was to make content in the first place as a streamer, I imagine you would want to make it the best you could be, right? And it's like, it's more of a critique than like a, I don't think it's bad. I just think it's could be improved, right? Like, I don't think Lover Host is bad. I just think it was improved because I went into it with a higher expectations, given the fact that I understood it was from a big streamer, right? So I was kind of like, dang, okay, where's like the fancy stuff? No outro this time. Just that was it.